Mr. Maki Back Road Ministry. Doing another video today. Like I said, my content has been kind of low. Haven't been able to upload, but want to make sure I kind of upgrade, step up my game a little bit. But I didn't really talk about the synagogue shooting, just as I really didn't talk about the Charlotte church shooting, the shooting in South Carolina. I apologize. At the time when that took place, the staged and rigged events that happened in places of worship. Because I really don't, like to get into these conversations where it seems like you're bashing a side, put it like that. And when we talk about the synagogue shooting and everything that's taking place, and one religious set trying to kind of own things, my whole view is that the basis for the religions that teach the belief in one God is that somehow together we realize that we're all one. Somehow together that we realize that there's one creator and we're all under that banner. And that's always been my opinion as far as the creation of the prophet stories, be it Abraham, be it Moses, be it Prophet Muhammad, be it Prophet Esau or Jesus, that the lesson of we're all one, we're all under one banner, we're all chosen by the Most High to be his people and to live according to how he wants us to live, and to make good, right, and fair choices. So the issue is, nowadays you might have one religious group, who states they're the chosen people, and this idea that everybody should bow down under them, and all this foolishness, and this thing about anti-Semitism and all this foolishness. Religion is not a race, first of all. And I talked about this a lot of times. Religion should never be used to classify a race of people. And it's kind of shame that I have friends that are Jewish, and you ask them, where they're from. The first thing they say, well, I'm Jewish. I'm like, no, where are you from? Because that's like me. I was born and raised Muslim. And then you ask me where I'm from. Well, I'm Muslim. I'm like, okay, but that's not really describing where you're from. So yeah, think about in most of these areas, a lot of your Jewish people come from some part of Eastern Europe, be it Russia, be it Hungary, be it Poland. We still have those from Germany. So this is where a lot of the Jewish population you have in a lot of cities come from. So knowing that you come from a specific place, but that is your religion, is the important piece of this. Knowing that's your religion. Being a Muslim, that was my religion at the time when I did practice. But I'm not Arab. I don't come from any place in the Arabian Peninsula. I don't. I come from Chicago. So I'm from West Side. My people from Mississippi. I'm the spawn of slavery. My ancestors deep in were slaves, and I'm Native American. So this is my ancestry. But trying to use a religion as your ancestry is problematic, because what happens when you can't trace it back? So when people go yelling with anti-Semitism, you're being anti-Semitic, and then they tell African Americans that they're anti-Semitic. African Americans can't be anti-Semitic. It's impossible. How are you going to be anti-Semitic? Because when we talk about people who are Semitic, we are talking about people of color that they say come from around this Arabian Peninsula. But if we look at the beginning and origins of Judaism, we talk about people in that region. Majority of the people in that region came from Africa. Majority of people in that region came from Africa, and the religion itself started in Africa. The Hebrews came out of Africa. So how the hell can African American be anti-Semitic when we spawn from that region? And everybody spawns from that region. Everybody spawns from that region. So using terms like anti-Semite is a term that no one has the right to use, because no one can spat that when we all are African at the end of the day. How the fuck can I be anti-Semitic when we're all African? When we're all African. How can you be from Hungary and then you're talking about Semitism? Judaism is not a race of people. It is a religion. Christianity is not a race of people. It is a religion. Islam is not a race of people. It is a religion. And we need to quickly differentiate between the two. We need to differentiate. We all come from various places around the world. We all spawned from Africa. But your religion is not where you're from. Your religion is not where you're from. So, learning this as a people, stopping the use of terms like anti-Semitic when everybody in this world is a Semite. Everybody comes from Africa. Everybody spawned from the motherland. So we're all Semitic. The Arabs are Semitic. So if you look up the dictionary definition of Semitic, you see that it's a people of color. We all spawned from the motherland. And the original Hebrew came from the motherland. So how the hell can anybody be anti-Semitic? Stop. I always say this. Stop using religion as a weapon of mass destruction. And a lot of people do this. Stop using the religion as a weapon of mass destruction. Who's to say I don't have the right to say something about a person just because they're Jewish? If you're wrong and you're living your life wrong and you're doing things that are wrong to people, hell yeah, I'm going to say something about you. Be it if you're a Christian, be it you're a Muslim, be it you're a Buddhist. You do not have the right to do wrong things to people, behave a certain way, and then say, don't talk about me because I'm in this religion. That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me, because at that point, you're trying to use your religion as a way to cover up wrongdoings. You can't bash Christians for what they do, but then you don't want anybody to say anything about what you do. So, in this game, everybody's guilty. The Christians are guilty. The Jews are guilty. The Muslims are guilty. Remember, the elite doesn't work with religion. They don't work with color. They don't work with religion or color. The elite is a mass of a bunch of folks who have plotted and put it in their head that they will manipulate the world through the use of fear and any other weapon they can use, be it religion, be it race, to divide us. And we so stupid, we go right into the game. We go right into the game. Christians have their way of doing it. If you don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, you're wrong. Muslims have their way of doing it. If you don't believe that Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet, you're wrong. Jews had their way of doing it. We're the chosen people, and if you're not Jewish, you don't mean anything. They're wrong. As I said, a way to divide and conquer the masses. And that's what religion did. If you look at the story of Esau, the whole story of Esau was to teach men to come back. And Jesus is a Jew. This is a Hebrew. This is a man who was in the synagogues. He laid the term in the New Testament, the synagogues of Satan. He was a man in a synagogue. He was Jewish. Therefore, all Christians that follow that are Jewish. So, bringing people back to the Creator, that's what religion is supposed to have been done. So if that's the case, how the hell did we get so far away from the message? How did we all get so far away? Now it's a who's got the best God competition, or you're anti-Semitic because you said something about me I don't like. Get the fuck out of here. So you can say something about people and get away with it? No. That's not what religion is about. Religion was a way to bring men closer to the ideas of the Creator. And somehow we perverted it. And we've allowed the elite to continue to wedge us and separate us and move us further and further away from the Creator. And somehow we got to get back to the Creator. And how do we do this? We stop using religion as a weapon of mass destruction and go back to the ideas of the one God, the one Creator, the one banner that we are all one in the human race. Mr. Mahdi, peace and hair grease.